You said more grays than blacks or whites. Well, we're not talking about races in this sense. We're talking about, well, the types of hackers out there. Thomas O'Donnell, who has been sending quite a few questions and suggestions through email, sent this one asking me if I could help define the hats of hackers: white hat, black hat, and gray hat. And think of a white hat hacker as someone who helps build security in software and in networks. So a white hat hacker would see an exploit in software or some kind of communications device and then show the world or the general community, or specifically the vendor of the software, the exploit, and say, here's what I did, here's how you stop it from happening. And in that sense, they're making the world a lot more secure than it would be otherwise. Now, the opposite of a white hat would be a black hat, and a black hat is the hacker that most people equate with the general term hacker, or someone who tunnels their way through certain systems that have been set up to do things that they shouldn't be doing. Unscrupulous, unethical. These are people that just don't care about finding exploits. They do it for for a variety of reasons. Some do it for financial gain. Some do it because it's the challenge of doing it. Now, of course, the types of hackers that I think are the world's greatest hackers are the white hat hackers. The hackers that really serve to upset a lot of people and give geeks a bad name are the black hats. But of course, you need both. It's the checks and balances, black hats and white hats, and in that sense, you have the gray hats, the people that are right in between being completely ethical and completely unethical. Or at least, when I say unethical, I mean in a societal sense, because a black hat may see what they're doing as perfectly ethical, and it may not be in a greater sense, whereas white hats are completely open and candid with the whats, the whys, the wherefores, the documentation to help improve security for everybody. And for that, I do respect white hat hackers. The term white hat, black hat has also been thrown around in other circles with computers and the internet, specifically SEO types or search engine optimizers. And these are people who understand how search engines work and in some cases can manipulate the system for their clients. And this is a multi-billion-dollar industry, trust me. And I know a few of them. I know white hats, I know black hats, and I definitely know gray hats. And the world needs all three in order to kind of spin, if you will. They keep the system in check, they keep the search engines on their toes, and in many cases show us things that we otherwise would never have been able to see. I'm going to take this a step further too and say we need some white hat hackers specifically for electronic voting in this country. Unfortunately, the systems that are out there are closed systems, and it's already been proven that they can be hacked. If we took a more open source approach where everybody could see the software, make suggestions for security improvements, suddenly we would have a checks and balances inside the electronic voting system that don't exist. Hackers aren't bad. They're not as bad as you've been led to think. As is most things, the media has completely overblown the usefulness of having hackers on the planet. Those are just my thoughts and the definitions as best I can explain them for the word hacker. If you have a better way of explaining it, I'm sure you know a hacker. That's not a big deal anymore. Everybody my dog hacks. She's so elite. She's hacking my pants right now. It's just disgusting. It's really disgusting. Pixie, I wish you'd stop. Don't worry, just the ankles, folks. Yeah. Anyway, if you have any resources for us to look at, by all means share them. Leave a comment, follow up, what have you, or swing by the chat room. Let us know some resources that you'd like to share. We're always interested in looking at new links, and of course, if you look, they're already throwing the URL of where you can go to talk with the rest of us. That's live.pirillo.com. Thanks, guys.